Episode 3, The Rookies. This is Red vs. Blue, episode Summaries. Speedrun Summaries, let's do it. Griff and Simmons, back on Red Base, are arguing about an event called the Vegas Quadrant in reference to a real-life situation with the Rooster Teeth founders. Griff accuses Simmons of saying he wouldn't go and trying to escape with an escape pod, but Simmons is denying it. This pointless conversation is interrupted when the new rookie arrives, coming up from the inside of the base. The rookie immediately tries to get their attention, saying, "Excuse me, sirs?" Griff, eventually realizing what being called sir means, replies, "Aw, crap." The rookie explains he was told to report to whoever's in charge of Blood Gulch Outpost number 1, which is this base, to which Griff apologizes, revealing that Sarge had just left for command, getting orders, leaving no one in charge. Simmons corrects him, clarifying that Sarge left Simmons in charge. Griff simply responds that Simmons is a kiss-ass, annoyed, leading Simmons to warn Griff in a terrible Sarge impression that Sarge ordered Simmons to get in the warthog and crush his head like a tomato can, if Griff gave him any trouble. All Griff does is call attention to how that impression was the worst he'd ever heard. Simmons brings the focus back to the rookie, asking for his story. The rookie, professionally as possible, responds with his name, Private Franklin Delano Donut, stating he's ready to fight some aliens, referring to Simmons as Sir once again. Griff responds, stating the need to address a couple things. First, how stupid the nickname Private Donut is, suggesting a new one is needed. Secondly, Donut's armor color, which was currently standard issue red, identical to Sarge's. Donut thought he needed standard issue, but Griff explains that only two types of people, being officers and recruits, wear standard armor. Griff further clarifies that he doubts Donut is an officer, as he's not threatening to gut him like a fish, likely referring to Sarge. Donut retorts that Simmons is also wearing red armor, but Simmons clarifies that his is maroon, while Donut's is red. This gets Donut fixated on getting his own color armor, asking how he can get one. Simmons, annoyed, bets to himself that the Blues don't have to put up with crap like this. Speaking of the Blues, it turns out they're actually experiencing a very similar situation. Church and Tucker are currently standing in the blue half of the canyon, with both the new tank that just arrived and a new rookie of their own that came with it. This rookie is attempting to converse with Church and Tucker, poorly but excitedly explaining/rambling how he asked the delivery guy how he was going to get the tank down to the ground. Then the delivery guy responded that he'll just put it on the ship. Then he responded why he wouldn't just put the weapons on the delivery ship and use it instead. Church and Tucker aren't paying Caboose any attention, instead focusing on the tank, with Tucker simply saying, "Hey kid, you're ruining the moment. Shut up." Caboose, not wanting to disappoint who he views as a superior, just sadly accepts Tucker's request. Church, who still hadn't said a word, just says quietly, "You know what? I could blow up the whole goddamn world with this thing," utterly stunned by the awesomeness of the big gray battle tank. Back at Red Base, Simmons explains to Donut that he and Griff have a very important mission for him, asking if he can handle it. Griff doesn't elaborate, still just saying how he refuses to call someone the name Private Donut. Donut confidently states he can absolutely handle the mission, probably expecting something actually interesting. However, Simmons reveals the job to be picking up 2 quarts of elbow grease, with Griff hesitantly adding on some headlight fluid for the Puma to the list as well. Donut replies, "The what?" confused by what the Puma is, with Simmons unhelpfully clarifying he means the Warthog. Griff then asks Donut if he knows where the store is, in a know-it-all tone that implies it's common knowledge. Not wanting to seem dumb, Donut reluctantly stutters that of course he does, assuring there'd be no problem. Simmons dismissively tells him to get going then, leading Donut to oblige and walk off the base, but not before turning around and clarifying that he merely forgot to, after Griff told him he was going the wrong direction. Griff and Simmons, now alone, watch at the edge of the base as Donut walks away, with Simmons asking Griff how long it'll take before he finds out that the store doesn't exist, with Griff only half-jokingly betting a week. This reveals that the entire mission was just a fabrication to mess with Donut and get him out of their hair. Meanwhile, Donut talks to himself, revealing he wasn't stupid enough to fall for the elbow grease lie, insulted that Griff and Simmons thought he was, swearing to talk to the sergeant about it. However, he still heads to the store, oblivious to the headlight fluid lie, also revealing that Donut isn't as smart as he thinks. Meanwhile, still examining the tank, Tucker retracts his statement that you couldn't pick up chicks in it, now clearly convinced you can pick up 2 or 3 chicks apiece, that being the pervert he is. Church laughs mockingly, asking Tucker what he's going to do with 2 chicks. Tucker responds that women are like Voltron. The more you can hook up, the better it gets. Meanwhile, Simmons questions if they were too mean to Donut, with Griff assuring him not, saying Donut would just wander the cliffs for a few hours and nothing bad could happen. As Griff said that, however, Donut stumbled by the blue base, excitedly mistaking it for the store that sold tanks. There's also a YouTube Halo 4 filmed outro again, where Caboose, now as dumb as he is in the Halo 4 era, yells that he's here to talk to you about subscribing and declares his job done, dashing off the screen at light speed. He returns to the screen, mumbling to himself, "What the heck just happened?"